Okay, somebody just pointed at me and said it's time to start talking. This is John Charles with Vets Connect. We're doing what we call the post bootcamp veterans workout, where you can do up to 200,000 reps of exercises to limber your body, strengthen a few muscles, live longer, be in better shape. 200,000 a year without adding 1 minute to your daily routine, and you're going to do it by triggering your brain through habit to do these exercises, triggered by the actual object that you're nearby. You're going to notice these people are doing exercises. When they see a sink, they'll do an exercise. When they're in the shower, they'll do an exercise. When they see a faucet, they do an exercise. So the secret here is forget the list, forget anything. Just look at what you like on the videos and then do them every day in the same spot, and eventually your subconscious will rule you. So when you walk into the bathroom and you go to that sink, you'll brush your teeth, you'll do bendovers. Enough said. This young lady is doing the exercise you can do very first thing in the morning when you wake up. It's a group of exercises when you really don't want to jump out of bed immediately, or watching TV or whatever. She is stretched out fully. She's holding her hands up so she can twist them around as she feels like it. She is now going to take her toes and move them back towards her to stretch those ankles. She'll take a deep, deep, deep breath, hold it, and then when the ankles go away from her, or her toes go away from her, she breathes out through her mouth. She's taking deep breaths and basically breathing in when her toes are pointed towards her, breathing out when they're pointed away from her, and she's twisting her arms as she does it. It pumps some oxygen into you before you get going in the morning. Okay, this is to strengthen the ankles. You're rotating them as far as you can out to the side, back. I would do, going in one direction, I might do 40 or 50, and then in the other direction, another 40 or 50. Okay, we're on to the next one, where you basically, as you can see, you're trying to push your belly button up through the ceiling. Now you can put your arms or hands out anywhere you want when you're doing these exercises. You can combine other exercises. Then the young lady went down and tried to push her coccyx through the floor. Now when she goes up, you hold it up there as high as you can. She is breathing in as she goes up, and she's blowing out through her mouth as she goes down. Towards the end of the exercise, you'll notice the young lady pushing her, extending her feet further and further away from her torso and repeating the exercise. And when she gets to the point where her feet are extended almost fully out, then she'll quit. All right, well, we're watching her do a few more. We cover this again at the end of this short tape. The whole object here is to get familiar with things around your house. These exercises she's doing would normally be done on a bed in the morning, or when you were laying around watching TV. You'll see exercises that she does at certain places in the kitchen, the bathroom, so that your mind eventually will get in the habit and be triggered by these objects. The shower will mean to do this. Brushing your teeth will mean something else. Okay, now we have the young lady, who we're going to call Princess. I'm tired of calling her the young lady. She's doing your standard, everyday vanilla flavored sit-up. Now she's doing something that one of the vets here said was a military crunch. I don't do either one of these, but they are good for you. And take your choice of either one or none of them. It'll certainly help certain parts of your body. By the way, you can give these exercises any names that you want. Doesn't matter, whatever you're familiar with. Now this one here, I usually do it with my hands tucked behind my head, and you move left and right till you can feel it both in your spine, in your hips, and also, by the way, you'll feel it in your chest. She chose not to put her arms behind her head. She's doing it differently. Now we're going into pedaling slowly or fast, whatever you want. This is just to kind of loosen things up. And you do it till you get out of breath. Again, you can call them whatever you want. This we happen to call a 4-count leg lift, where you start with your heels about 12 inches off the floor. Pick your feet up, 1 count, spread them, 2, come back 3, down 4. You may or may not put your hands underneath your hips or your buttocks, it doesn't matter. I do 33 of these. I wouldn't try that if you haven't done them before. I would do it just till you got a little ping. This is something that has a name already. You might want to use it or not. It's called a serpent. This is where you have your arms beside, as you can see. You pick up your chest, your head, and you pick up your legs. I usually do it this way with my head hanging over the edge of the bed because I'm doing this in bed. And while my head is hanging over there, I'll turn it left as far as I can, right as far as I can. I'll do a primal scream to loosen up the old jaw. You can do a primal scream where you just open your mouth as a silent one, or you can scream and scare the hell out of the neighbors. I don't care. You can do anything with your head you want. Then towards the end, rather than coming up with your feet and down again, you just leave them in the up position and only raise the front. Okay. After I finish all that nonsense, I go into the bathroom to brush my teeth, and I do bend-overs, somewhere between 15 and 20. I do bend-overs whenever I have the opportunity. That's self-explanatory. Even I can do it without instruction. Next, when I'm rinsing my hair in the shower, rather than just stand there, I push the wall as if I'm pushing an automobile out of the snow or mud or out of the sand. And you really stretch. I might do as much as on each leg, maybe 20, 25 pushes on each side. When I am washing under my arms, okay, I pull my arms way back. I actually pump them back and forth 3 or 4 or 5 times. And then when I'm rinsing, I do the same thing. Now we have our Navy SEAL Team 1 member, Pat. And what he's doing is he's pretending that he's shaving in the shower. And he's doing knee raises. Good boy, Pat. A little higher. I don't think I like that. This is something you do almost anywhere. I do it when I'm flossing my teeth. This is a half squat, or what I call a half squat. You can call it what you want. You just push your coccyx back, go straight down, attempt, if you can do it, to get from your thigh to your crotch even or parallel with the floor, and try and keep your knees over your toes. I call them half squats. You might think this is kind of funny, these little exercises, but we figured out today that doing it when I'm going over to put something in the trash, when I'm filling up my cup, when I'm filling up the coffee, I do 20,000 a year. This one here was just testing to see if people could get out of their chair without using their hands. Never use your hands to get out of a chair, no matter how deep it is. Now we have Pat, something you do on the highway when there's not other cars around. He's pulling the steering wheel apart. Pat, by the way, just turned 70 years of age. He suffered a few minor injuries along the way in life. Now he's pushing the steering wheel, which is still another set of muscles. We got a lot of muscles to go around, so I wouldn't worry about it. He looks like he's having fun. Pat is one of those people that really didn't realize that he never went to Vietnam, never served in the Navy, or at least that's what the government said. Now they're kind of deciding maybe he did. I don't know what he's doing now. Do you know?
Little twist.
Oh, twists. While he's driving?
He's at an intersection right now.
Oh, he's at an intersection. No, we were on the highway. Okay, Pat, what's next?
He's grabbing the bottom of the steering wheel and doing some things to it. Oh, now he's going to get out without his hands.
Okay, that's just a sample. If you were to email to me, we might be able to send out some more. The whole point is that you're going to find things that you can do in your everyday life that don't take up any extra time. Walking across a parking lot, park as far away as you can, and do windmills with your hands, arm rotations, whatever you want to call them. When you're pumping gas into your automobile, there's a little island there, and while it's pumping, just get up on the island with the balls of your feet and drop your heels down and then pop up. When you're waiting for an elevator and you're pacing, pace on your heels and your toes alternately. There are probably, dozens more that you can dream up on your own. Now, here's the real secret. The secret is to form a habit so that anytime you approach a particular physical object in your home or your office, your mind subconsciously associates with an exercise. When we were filming this today, and I was showing the young lady Princess how to do half squats, filling up the cup, I walked over, and before I even thought, they noticed that I stopped and spread my feet in preparation. I didn't even think about it. When I approach the sink, I automatically bend over when I'm brushing my teeth. When I floss my teeth, I'm doing half squats. When I approach a trash can, instead of just bending over, I drop into a half squat, go down and drop what's in it. So there's so many things. Use your own imagination, but make sure that you do it consistently. Put it on the wall, put it somewhere, make a list, whatever you want to do. And you'll find that pretty soon when you wake up in the morning, and I do, the first thing I start doing is I start extending my toes out and back with a breath, an in-breath bringing my toes towards me and an out-breath when it's going out. In the car, there are some other things you can do. Assuming you don't break the back of the car, you can push as hard as you can with your neck and your head back against the headrest and continue to do it. If you have room while you're on the road and you have the thing on automatic and you can do it safely, you might put both feet on the floor and just push downward with downward action. That's about it. The main thing is form the habit, and you'll find out that you're walking literally hundreds of miles more just walking across parking lots. As I said, you're doing 20,000 half squats. You're doing, brushing my teeth 3 times a day. You're looking at 60 times 350. So you're actually going to come up with maybe 100,000 little things that didn't cost you 1 extra minute. So do it, people. By the way, if you want a guerrilla type little film like this, you can call Woz here, Mr. Wozniak. Listen to our show. Go on. We don't need www anymore.
No.
Yeah, leave that in. Vets Connect. VETS for veterans. Connect as to make a connection. .us. And that'll bring you right to our section of archives. And this may or may not be in it. Are we going to put it in that section?
We sure will.
We'll get rid of a lot of the nonsense. I got to go.